I left Toronto for Florida this morning, knowing that the flying experience was going to be anything but enjoyable. I was right. Pearson is a shadow of its former self, desolate, soulless, downright depressing. Want a cup of coffee? Forget it. Nothing open. Even the duty-free shop is selling off goods at half price or less, because if they don't move the merchandise, they'll soon be putting it in the garbage heap. On board the aircraft, we are reminded ad nauseum to wear your mask. No onboard food or beverage service, although you can request a drink and they'll serve it to you. And there's an odd logic at play here, but it's the price one pays to travel these days. In June, again, I flew down to Florida, but on Delta. They provided packaged snacks and had lounge access available to business class cabin flyers at certain airports. Their flight attendants were easygoing and did their best to provide proper cabin class service. This time, I chose to fly American Airlines as the flight schedules were better suited to my needs. Big mistake. Nothing served on board. No lounge access at the stopover airport. For some reason, the American Airline lounge is not available to business class passengers. Very surly flight crew. Perhaps they're suffering from COVID fatigue as well. It dawned on me as I scarfed down a very expensive slice of pizza during my layover that the whole experience was not dissimilar to my trip across Siberia by train last fall. The Russian people are a very serious lot at first. They loosen up once you get to know them, but their no-nonsense, strict procedural demeanor is likely a holdover from the days of communist rule, where everyone was expected to fall into line or face the consequences, often harsh and intended to keep the people in a constant state of unease. Is this the objective of the government of the moment? Deprive people of certain basic liberties in the name of safety for the express purpose of maintaining total control? It's a slippery slope. One day mandatory masks, the next mandatory vaccines, lockdowns at will, and oh yeah, let's not forget a minority government in chaos, proroguing parliament so as to not be held accountable for its corrupt dealings and scandal-plagued cadre of ministers. It's hard to know how to fight against this madness. What I can sense is that there are rumblings of discontent beginning to percolate up through the masses. It's time to demand accountability from our politicians and their do as I say, not as I do attitudes. The time for action is now, before it's too late, and King Justin seizes the opportunity to proclaim himself tyrant in chief.